Hello guys, and we are here with another very awesome deck profile. We have here some Shaddolls because Noden just came out here in the TCG, so of course we got to break out our Shaddoll decks. So this is what I think is going to be the best build for Shaddolls this format, because Star Seraphs, they're really good in Shaddolls. I mean, it's just, if you get off the combo with Star Seraph, Scepter, and Sovereignty, you get off a search, you draw one card off of Sovereignty, then you draw another card off of the Sovereignty you searched, and then you get to draw a card off of Scepter and then pop a card, so you go like +3 really, because you only need 2 cards to get off the combo. So it's really good, and Noden helps it out the best. It helps out this build the best, I feel, because it helps it make its rank 4s that require 3. While Noden does help out pure Shaddolls, I just don't feel pure Shaddolls are very viable anymore. So let's just go in. BLS is BLS. 2 beasts just to draw, 2 dragons, 2 Squirmata. We're running 2 of all of them. The only one I'd put up would be Falco. I don't mind running 3 Falco, because like the more Falcos you have, the more you can go set Falco, flip Falco, and do those combos and continue to draw off a beast, which helps with consistency, but it can clog, so it's not really necessary. And of course, you have to run 3 Scepters, 3 Sovereignty. When you're going for fusion summons, you're probably going to send Scepter, so that way you can use one of your Call the Hundreds to bring it back. Mathematicians, just another normal summon. You don't want to run too many. You don't want to have too many conflicting normal summons, because opening off with Math and Scepter can be conflicting, especially if you have a Sovereignty in hand. Excuse me, sorry, I'm a little bit sick, guys, so do forgive me on that. But yeah, you don't want to run too many Mathematicians, because otherwise it will conflict with your Scepters. Instant Fusion, only 1, because, well, you run Chicken Game in this deck and you don't want to pay through all your life points and then your opponent just wipes you out easily. But it's really good, helps. You can bring back Falco, go for it, and if you have something else, you can go for Leo or whatnot, so it can help with your Synchro plays. There should probably be Trishul in the deck, because what you could do is summon out Falco, summon Hedgehog, and then you'd have Noden plus Hedgehog, which makes 7, and then 2 to make a Trishul. So Trishul should probably be in the extra deck, it's just a little bit hard finding room. And then we play 2 Shaddoll Fusion, 2 L Shaddoll Fusion. Just you don't want to run too many of them, because when it comes to Shaddoll Fusion, you can only activate 1 per turn, so having 2 is just completely dead. But you do want to see them, so like you want to run 3 so that way you can see it, but it will clog. L Shaddoll Fusion, if you're gonna run 3 of any of them, this would be the one, because you can always have 1 and then set 1. It will still clog because you can only activate 1 per turn, but you can activate 1 during your opponent's turn, so it isn't so bad. Upstart Goblin, 3 Upstart Goblin, 3 Chicken Games. If you're running Chicken Game, you should probably also be running Upstart, because it just helps you control life even more, and so that way you don't take damage, and so it just helps out very, very well. And then our Swiss Army Knife, of course, and like I said, 3 Chicken Game. I just love Chicken Game, and it just helps out with consistency so much. Like this whole -6 of the deck is just helps the consistency out so well. Like I'm just loving Chicken Game, and it's like more than -6, because most of the time Chicken Game lasts a couple of turns, so you can get off multiple draws and just go through your deck. It's like every turn you draw 2, and this is so nice knowing that. And even if your opponent can draw 2 every turn, like that's not the worst thing in the world, because Chicken Game, to get rid of Chicken Game, the pressure is on your opponent, not on you. If you play Chicken Game, you have no pressure to get rid of it, even if you need to go for game. Because you can always set another Chicken Game to get rid of it. So you can use Chicken Game, set another Chicken Game, and then attack for game. While your opponent will, unless they have another way to get rid of it, in which case they will be sacrificing an MST or some effect, they have to pay the 1,000 to destroy it. So a lot of times they have to choose draw or destroy. And most of the time it isn't a hard choice. If you have the chance to go for game and you need to destroy Chicken Game to do it, you just destroy it. But with the player, if you need to go to game and you have 2 Chicken Games, then it's not that. You don't have to sacrifice anything at all. Sinister Shadow Game, just you have to run it. Really great. 3 conditions when activating this. 1 is if it's about to be destroyed. The second is when I have a face down Shaddoll monster that I want to flip face up. And the other one is during the end phase when my opponent sets everything. My opponent sets everything. It's like, alright, I'm going to use this now so that way I can send a dragon and pop and they can't respawn because they set all that stuff that turn. Then that is a really good time to use stuff. Or just to get off like a Falco or stuff and know that they can't activate any of their back row. Shaddoll Core just one because it helps with making Star Eater, and it's just great to add back stuff. One trap card, which is Vanity's Emptiness, because I feel it's probably the best trap card. If you're gonna run one, it's probably Vanity's Emptiness. It's not the best trap card per se, but it's the best Floodgate, and Floodgates definitely have something going for them. And then we have Oasis and 3 Call of the Haunted for our Star Seraphs and also our Constructs, because this is very good. And many times it will just be destroyed and you just special summon out a beast and then you draw one or something like that, so it's not that bad. It works really well with Noden, just being able to summon out Noden again and get off his effect, which you can get off more than once per turn. And that is it for the main deck. There is a lot of stuff with just drawing and just getting your combo pieces, getting your Shaddoll fusions, getting your Star Seraphs, getting your Shaddoll monsters to hand, so there is a lot of stuff you have to do with combos, but it's all reliant on the extra deck. So we run 2 Construct, 2 Winda, that's all only Shaddoll monsters, so you can easily run out of Shaddoll monsters very easily if you're not careful, but if you play them wisely, they can be really good. And Construct, if you don't know her effect, if she's summoned, if she's special summoned, including from Call of the Haunted or Oasis, you can send a Shaddoll card from your deck to your hand, which is really good. And then if it attacks a special summon monster, it will be destroyed at the start of damage step. Winda is each player can only special summon once per turn, so it's a really great way to just get a lock on. They go for that one special summon, you chain El Shaddoll fusion, and then boom, they have a Winda, so now they can't special summon again. Noden, target 1 level 4 lower monster in your graveyard, special summon it, but its effects are negated, banish it if this card leaves the field. So if you Synchro summon with this card, but not the card you summoned, it will leave the field, but if you XZ summon with this card, it will not leave the field, so that is something to note. Synchro monsters, Star Eater and Clearwing are here because you need outs to towers. Star Eater is just the best out to tower because it's just 32 and it will lose attack when it's summoned, but then when it attacks it gains the attack back because it's unaffected by everything. But the thing with Star Eater is when it's summoned, card effects cannot be activated on its summon, so if you Synchro summon up with a Winda, you get you don't get to add back the Shaddoll Fusion or the El Shaddoll Fusion, which both El Shaddoll Fusion monsters will add back if they are sent to the graveyard. Clearwing can be an out to towers, but it requires Construct. If you tag into a special monster while Clearwing's on the board and Construct's effects activates, you can then negate it. He will gain 2800 and be at 4800 attack due to towers minus 500 effect, so that is very high enough to destroy towers, so this is definitely good out. Leo, you have to run Leo because Construct plus Falco makes Leo, and then Construct adds back Shaddoll Fusion, so it just allows for some really good combos. And sometimes clearing up the field is really important in this deck, so that way you can have 3 spaces to summon out your monsters. And then Omatis, this could probably be gotten rid of because you don't really make Omatis that much. Probably Trishul would be better, but it is there because it is still really good. Great for the mirror match if you can make it, because it's like, nope, you don't get add back your Shaddoll fusions or anything. For the extra deck, okay. So, Ptolemos can summon out Pleiades, and then we have Deltros. So that is it for 3 or more XE monsters. So if you summon Ptolemos, with only 2 and you use Star Seraph, you will not get Star Seraph's effect to pop and draw. But if you summon him with 3, you will get the effect. But do note that if you use Deltros, it really restricts you being able to make Pleiades, because Ptolemos can add Deltros to himself during the end phase as an XYZ material, and then you have the 3 to make Pleiades. So that is something to just think about. So if you make Deltros, you might not be able to make Pleiades when you want to. But then again, if you're going to make Ptolemos with only 2 XYZ material, you could probably make Castell as well. 101, Castell, and then Excited just to blow up the field. And to do whatever you need, just 2 cards to great removal, and then Excite Out Night, because whenever you need to blow up the field, you need to blow up the field. And that shall be it for this deck profile. This is definitely a very Shaddolls is definitely still very fun. I love Shaddolls, and I love Chicken Game because it's just so good of a draw power card. Like, even if the -1000 and the fact that your opponent can use it, it's just too good of a card. And Shaddolls they hold a special place in my heart because they're like the first big deck I ever built. Like, I mean, before I was playing in real life, before I was playing Shaddolls, I was playing Relinquished Lock. And I was like, Shaddolls came out, and then I decided, no, I'm gonna build this deck. That deck's gonna be the big deck, and I'm gonna get it. And then I had it, then I got rid of it because I was like, Shaddolls suck. And then Star Seraphs came out, and I ran my HTTP deck at regionals. But oh well. And that is it for this deck profile. Don't forget to stay tuned for some more duels. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys later.